In ancient Egypt, pharaohs had a central political role, being considered incarnations of divinity. The pharaohs are some of the most famous figures in ancient history, the power they exercised over ancient Egypt ensuring them an important role in the history of human civilization. Egypt's continuity means that its ancient history is measured in dynasties, with most historians agreeing that there were 30 ruling families, with some dynasties still in dispute. However, not all pharaohs managed to enter history, and in the following a list of 7 most important pharaohs was created. Don't forget to subscribe, so let's get started. 7. Djoser. The founder of the Old Kingdom, Djoser, was one of the members of the 9th dynasty. He reigned from 2630 to 2611 BC and is best known for his contribution to the construction of the famous limestone step pyramid at Saqqara. The monument is an example of great technological innovation. The pyramid was made to protect the tomb of Pharaoh Djoser and was created by stacking huge blocks of limestone. The stones have inscriptions engraved on them, and the building is an excellent example of an intelligent form of architecture that has not lost its stability despite its height. Historians explain that the structure was completed after Djoser's death by Amenhotep, a high priest. 6. Amenhotep IV. Akhenaten, also known as Amenhotep IV, was a pharaoh of the 18th dynasty. His reign lasted from 1353 to 1336 BC and was not liked by his people because of the unpopular reforms that took place. The Egyptians had been used to worshipping a large number of deities, but Akhenaten tried to change this religious tradition to monotheism. This god was Aten, a kind of solar deity related to the god Ra. The common people, as well as the future pharaohs, were so upset by the change that after Akhenaten's death, they destroyed his statues and returned to the same old method of worship. He was dropped from the king list and almost no reference to his person was found until his remains were discovered at Akhetaten. Later, his son Tutankhamun revoked his father's religious reforms. 5. Xerxes I the Great. Xerxes I, better known as Xerxes the Great, was the 5th king of the Persian Achaemenid dynasty. He was the son of Darius the Great and his reign lasted from 486 to 465 BC. He went down in history for his attempt to invade Greece in the Battle of Thermopylae. Later that same year, he was defeated at the Battle of Salamis, which caused him to flee his kingdom. He is known as both a Persian ruler and a pharaoh because when he was on the throne, Egypt was also part of the Persian Empire. Historical sources tell us that he was assassinated even by the commander of his own royal guard. However, it must be emphasized that most of these sources are of Greek origin and generally present him in a negative light, a symbol of tyranny. 4. Amenhotep III. Amenhotep's reign is remembered as one of artistic glory and prosperity. He was the 9th pharaoh of the 18th dynasty. Inscriptions tell us that he ruled from 1391 to 1353 BC. He had a great impact on Egypt's economy, which flourished under his reign due to healthy trade relations at this time. He contributed a lot to the field of art by building numerous monuments, statues and stone stelae that are still in good condition today. Many texts were found engraved on these monuments during excavations describing a variety of historical events. 3. Ramses II. Ramses II was the 3rd pharaoh of the 19th dynasty and one of the greatest pharaohs of the New Kingdom of Egypt. Ramses II is said to have had a victorious military career that brought political and economic benefits to his kingdom. He led several military expeditions and conquered many enemies such as the Hittites, Syrians and Nubians. It is believed that no pharaoh ever surpassed his architectural triumphs, with a large number of monuments built during his reign, some of which survive even today as an important part of Egyptian heritage. Historians have determined that he died at the age of 90 and was buried in the Valley of the Kings. 2. Thutmose III. Thutmose was a pharaoh of the 18th dynasty and the stepson of Pharaoh Hotchsuit. He was only 2 years old when he ascended the throne, so his stepmother Hotchsuit became his co-regent. His reign lasted 54 years and he died at the age of 56, but his contribution to Egyptian civilization is still considered one of the most significant. Dubbed the Napoleon of Egypt by some historians, Thutmose had a long list of political and military achievements. The expansion of the Egyptian kingdom under his reign was considerable, in part due to the fact that Thutmose was a great warrior who fought many of his neighbors. He contributed greatly to the construction of various sites, and his most famous contribution is the temple at Karnak. One of the obelisks in this temple was displaced and is now known as the obelisk of Theodosius in Istanbul, Turkey. Thutmose's mummy was discovered in the Valley of the Kings, where he was buried with other pharaohs of the same dynasty. 1. Hatshepsut. Hatshepsut was the most successful woman to ascend the throne of Egypt. She was the fifth pharaoh of Egypt's 18th dynasty. Hatshepsut reigned from 1478 to 1458 BCE. As the wife, daughter and sister of a king, Hatshepsut not only had the right to rule, but also learned the art of ruling from her royal family. It is believed that King Thutmose I wanted his daughter to inherit the throne. After her husband's death, Hatshepsut took the throne and ruled for over 21 years. She accomplished much more than many other pharaohs could have done during their reign. From initiating countless construction projects to establishing foreign trade routes, everything was accomplished smoothly and the people enjoyed peace under her rule.